Welcome to the Unlock Your Life podcast. I'm your host, Lori Harris. And recently, I found a note I had written to myself. And when I saw the date on it, I had to laugh because it was a note I'd written to myself, and I was just so wrong. Let me set the scene for you. It was July 9th, 2024, and I had fallen and had a major injury. On July 9th, I had the first of two surgeries. So picture it. I'm sitting on the edge of my bed and my leg is in like a traction device whereby there are three rods holding my leg in place. And those rods would stay on my leg for another week or so. But I'd written this note to myself that suggested these are the things that I will do shortly. And it was frankly ridiculous, but I didn't know it at the time. And so I was injured, I was uncomfortable, but I was completely convinced that I knew what was going on and I had some modicum of control. So at the time, I thought I understood. At the time, I thought I knew how serious the injury was. I didn't, and I had no idea how long the recovery period would be. I thought I would be back to normal really quickly. I broke the first bone in my body when I was 7 years old. And I thought that this break would be like all the other breaks, but it wasn't. In the past, I'd had an experience where you break a bone, the doctor resets it, and 6 weeks later, you go back and they take the cast off and you're fine. That was not my experience this time. But at the time, even though the physician had tried to prepare me, I couldn't really hear it. I really didn't have the skill set to understand it. And I just had to go about the business of living. I wasn't being foolish. I was just being human. And if you're listening to me right now and you are experiencing something that is unexpected, maybe it's an injury, a diagnosis, a loss, a breakup, or something in this season of life that is causing you to slow down or ask for help, then this episode is for you. Today, I want to talk to you about what happens when life hands you mud and how resisting it can actually make things harder. Everything a lot harder. We're going to talk about the moment when I realized that I didn't just need healing. I needed to humble myself. I needed to let people in and let people help me. It changed me, not just because of the injury, but because it helped me to solidify my mindfulness practice in a different way. And I am still learning to stop asking, when will this be over? And to more identify with the question of, who will I be in this moment? How will I show up in this moment? I'm not suggesting that we pretend when life gets hard, but I am suggesting and hoping that we can continue to mine our experience for the gifts and discover what's really here for us, what it's trying to give us, whether we want it or not. So, what I want you to know is sometimes you're going to be wrong, even though you really, really want to be right. I was wrong. I was wrong about how hard the recovery was going to be. I was wrong about how long the recovery was going to take. And so you might be in a season right now where the season is suggesting to you one thing and you're telling yourself one thing, but the information you have might be incomplete, or your ability to process it might not be yet completely developed. And what I can tell you is what we resist is going to continue to persist. There's a reason why that's a saying. And sometimes resistance looks like pushing or frustration or refusing help. And we can be in pain, but we don't have to necessarily suffer. And suffering is what is caused when we resist experiencing what is happening in the moment. And so when you can't be in the moment that you're in and you're spinning ahead to when is this going to all be over, or you're regressing back to, I don't like this, I want to rewrite the story, I want to rewind the tape, that can be exhausting. And the exhaustion is not from the injury. The exhaustion is coming from arguing with what is, resisting what is. We have to sit with the life that is happening in the moment. So before this injury, I was excited. I thought I had a plan and I was going to work my plan. July 1st was coming and I was going to do all of these things. And as I realized that on June 29th, I'm having this major injury, I tried to will myself into not accepting it and trying to see how I could handle all of this by myself. And the part that indicates that I wasn't really accepting how serious it was one, I called someone to ask them to help me get to my car, not really to help me get additional assistance. I really thought I could drive myself to the doctor. That was insane. I couldn't. But at the time, I thought I could. And I continued to be in my own little world of, I can do this by myself. I generally have, up until that point, lived a life where I tried to do a lot by myself. Strength isn't always being independent. Sometimes strength is participating in life and allowing people in, to let people in, to let people help you. Now, we can have an experience and we don't always have to just take it by ourselves. We can share it. We don't have to shoulder it. So let people help you. And if you are hearing that phrase and it's ringing true for you, then maybe there's something for you in this episode that you need to listen to. So I want you to consider that there are times in all of our lives when receiving help isn't an indication of weakness. It's an indication of connection and support. And we can let people help us. We want to stay in touch with where we are in this moment. One single ordinary moment. We want to hold on to our ability to stop, to notice, and to breathe through the moment that we're in. When we're able to do that, we're able to connect our mind to our body and determine what is needed. So mindfulness can help you stay calm when really all you want to do is run away and escape. So there's a saying, it's no mud, no lotus. And the lotus for me wasn't being able to push and make myself heal faster. The lotus wasn't me just being positive and slapping a happy face on a situation where I was deeply concerned. The lotus is the growth that I am experiencing, that I continue to experience, and who I am becoming. It's learning to be more patient. It's learning to be humble and practice humility. It's learning to seek out connection and know that there is strength available to me in unseen corners. Things I hadn't seen before are right there available to me if I would just look. When we get really anxious, we can have tunnel vision, but when we can slow down, it allows us literally to see a wider view, to see a bigger picture. So if you're in a kind of muddy season right now, don't try to rush through it. But I do want to remind you that you don't have to carry it all alone. Share it. Don't shoulder it. No experience you have is wasted. Life is happening for us, not to us. So if this resonated with you, I'd love for you to drop me a line. Now, right now, I'm sharing with my audience a reflection guide. You can get it at laurieaharris.com/rise and shine guide. And with that information, it'll give you a place where you can reflect on things that you are experiencing right now or have experienced, and you can extrapolate the growth from it. And perhaps you have something that you had been thinking of as a negative experience. What can you reflect on and see what possible good can you extract from that experience? It's been my absolute pleasure to be with you today. Remember, it's your time to shine, and you are ready for the next step. I'll see you again next week. Take good care.